oh, I can just put you on the back burner because you're going to be there. Like, you're not going anywhere. So I'm going to decide to focus here instead of prioritizing you because you're going to be there.
This is wild coming from you.
Oh. You're trying to say I don't prioritize you?
You didn't.
Welcome back to another week of Life After I Do with me, Niche and Mo. That's what I'm going to say.
Mo to the, E to
No.
Molito.
No. Niche and Mo.
No. Why
Niche and Mo.
Monisha. I'm
Niche
first.
Mo.
Monisha.
It sounds better, Niche and Mo.
Mo to the.
That kind of sounds like it could be like a restaurant or.
Monisha. Ooh, if we have another child and it's a daughter, we're gonna name her Monisha.
We're not though.
We have to.
We're not.
Phoenix and Monisha.
Not gonna happen.
I don't know where I'm gonna get Monisha tatted on me.
We can name her Phoenix and Lauderdale.
Fort. Are you done?
Goodness.
Are you done? Name my goddamn daughter Lauderdale.
Interesting. Hi, babe.
My next daughter would be named Rogue.
I could get behind Rogue.
It's an X-Men theme going on here.
We said Rogue. It's
an X-Men theme.
I liked Hendrix.
You said we could do Storm.
Maybe as a middle name.
Nah, Storm.
Probably not a first name.
Storm. And if it's a boy, his name was Remy.
No, it's not.
Remy LeBeau. No, it isn't. The best X-Men there is. Argue with your mama. Gambit is the best X-Men there is. I don't care.
I mean, we can name him Gambit.
I'm cool with that. I'm still calling Remy.
No.
Remy, get your ass in here.
We can't do that.
Hey, Booskies.
Hi.
How was your week?
Good.
Are you done?
Okay.
What was good about it? I'm not. Look here.
No, I had a pretty.
Let me stop you.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Let me stop you.
Okay.
Let me tell the people right now.
Okay. Tell them what? What are we telling?
This aura around my wife this week, every day this week, has been giving.
He's been obsessed.
It's been giving. Everything. Okay? Giving.
Yesterday in the gym, I was like...
Giving. Ass was assing. Titties was tittying. Waist was snatched. I said, there go my post-workout meal right there. I'm looking at my post-workout meal.
I was like, dude, let me breathe. I was like, let me work out. I was like, between you coming back and forth and circling and home dude standing next to me circling,
look here.
I was like, y'all.
Look here. Yeah, I know it was leg day. I said, but after this, I'm going to have some legs wrapped around me. You hear me?
I can't.
Because it was giving.
I can't.
I'm sorry, but your week,
I appreciate that. Thank you. That made me feel
good. Let me sit down. People think you're taller than me because you be sitting all high and shit.
No, it's just because you're smaller than me.
Oh, okay.
Not in a bad way.
Okay, big bro. We back to big bro.
Not in a bad way. You weigh less than I do. Okay. So you visibly look smaller than I do.
All right, big bro.
Oh, my gosh. I was joking.
See with my chest out now, big bro.
I was joking.
All right, big bro. Go ahead.
I told him he's gonna refer to me as Big Bro.
All right, come on, Big Bro.
Stop it. So it was a good week. It was in I had energy. I got some energy back.
I got energy. You got a lot of energy.
I wish I could have a little bit of that like
today,
right now, but maybe once I eat.
Once you eat,
I'm hoping like once I eat. Okay. I mean, I don't feel terrible right now. I just don't feel like pumped. And you know what it is though?
What? No pre-workout?
No.
What?
Because I didn't like
go to the gym today. Is that what it is?
Like in the mornings, and it just especially like yesterday, because yesterday was deadlift day, and you know that's like my favorite day. So it's like I wake up with a little oomph because I'm like excited. I'm like I get to get to it, you know. Yeah. And even when I was doing my warm ups yesterday, I was like getting through my warm ups because I was like I'm trying to get up to this top set, like you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to that top set too.
I can't with you. But yeah, today is cardio and steps. So I don't normally do.
It's not given the same.
It's not given the same, except if they're playing a good movie at the theater.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and I don't normally go to the gym in the morning on my cardio step days.
Yeah.
I use that time when Phoenix is at practice to go because it kind of puts me on a time crunch, and then it gives me a
reason to hurry.
Recovery morning, so I can come home and like just relax. You know what I mean?
All right.
I mean, but I got to vacuum and sweep and mop and stuff, so I'm not sure how much.
Yeah, because you wear 17 titles around here.
What? Housekeeper.
Your position is stay-at-home mom. But the duties is like 17 different jobs.
It's a lot.
And then when you clock out from being a stay-at-home mom and you clock in from being a wife, then that's like 7 different duties too.
Yeah.
Because the first one is freak in the sheiks.
Okay. Goodbye.
My week was cool.
Goodbye.
My week was cool.
That's good.
Good vibes.
Only.
I'm really loving this new work schedule.
I actually really do like the new work schedule.
I said, yeah.
I do. Your daughter doesn't like it.
She
too
hates
much.
it.
She likes the part that you're here in the morning, but she doesn't like that you're not here before she goes to sleep at night.
She said today, she was like, am I going to see you in the morning again? I said, yeah, baby, you're not going to see me tonight.
Why?
Because
although she's been using it as an excuse to be in the bed. So like I came out of the bathroom last night and she was laying on your side. And I was like, nope. I was like, Phoenix, you have to go get in your bed. And she was like, do you know why I'm over here? Like with her sad face. Do you know why I'm over here? Dad. And I was like, why? Because I miss my dad. Because like I really missed you today too. And I got no time with you. I went to school and then I had to go to practice and you picked me up late.
Yeah.
I said, you are laying it on so thick.
Hold on. So this
so thick. I don't know how that happened.
When she ratted you out?
Because what's crazy is I looked at the time like 3 times, and every time I looked at the time, it never clicked that the baby was out of school and outside waiting in the sun. I just don't know what. Yesterday, it just, deadlifts take a lot out of me mentally and physically.
It was at this moment he knew.
But when I was laying down in the bed and I was watching Handmaid's Tale, and
that's the problem. You are look here.
No, because let me tell you, I looked at the time. The first time I looked at the time, it was like 1:48, and I'm like, okay, that's usually about the time I leave. But I looked at that time, and my brain it did not register. And then I looked at the time another time, it didn't register. I looked at the clock again, and it said 2:25, and like, wait a minute.
You had my baby out there for over half an hour in the sun?
Wait a minute. I looked at the time and it said 2:25. And then I literally looked past it and continued like looking at the TV. And then it literally clicked in my head. And I was like, oh, shoot, she got out of school at 2:05. I said, oh no.
This will reflect poorly.
I was like, the baby been out of school for 20 minutes.
This will reflect poorly on your review.
Oh my gosh.
Let me tell y'all.
I don't know what happened.
Let me tell y'all, this morning when I was talking to my baby, and I was like, how was your day yesterday? She's like, it was good. And she's like, your wife picked me up late. She was late, Dad. I was out there in that sun. I said, how long were you out there?
She found 50. Shade.
She was like, I was out there for like 50 minutes.
I said, you don't even have a concept of time. You were not out there for 50 minutes.
She said it was so hot.
She was out there with like 4 other kids. So I didn't feel bad when I saw the other kids too, because I said, wow. We're all effing up today. I was more annoyed at the fact that she went into the office and she said the office told them to go outside and sit under some shade.
Because they want some AC, it was hot.
And so when I walked up, it was her and 4 other kids, and the other little boy, he was on his cell phone, like trying to see where his parent was. Like he's like, I'm outside. Like, where are you?
It's hot. So it was hot yesterday.
And so I picked her up, and she's giving me, how she give me the look, and she giving me the look like, bitch, where have you been?
Because if she could test
you
out.
got me out here with the rest of these. And she was like, where were you? And you know what I told her?
What?
I said, I had a meeting that ran over, Phoenix.
Oh, wow. And the meeting was Handmaid's Tale?
Wait, and then not me showing up in like sweatpants, a sweatshirt, hair crooked to the side, no face moisturizer. I said, I had a meeting that ran over. And then she looked at me and she scrunched her face and she was like, what kind of meeting?
Right. She didn't even believe you.
I was like, it was a conference call.
Because when she was talking to me in the morning, she was like, Dad, you would never.
Listen, okay, we're all entitled to mistakes.
Okay, I mean, you just took half all my week time, so I guess that's my mistake.
Goodbye.
So what we got today,
what was your week?
It was cool. was cool.
Don't do that.
It was cool.
Go ahead. I want to hear about it.
You in my business.
I'm gonna do that.
Don't do that. It was cool.
I'm gonna do that.
Good vibes. I'm loving the start time. Gains in the gym.
Yes, yeah, very much so.
And that's it. You know what I'm saying?
No more back rolls. Look at you
Right.
showing out this morning when you took his shirt off. I was like, I'm sorry, sir.
The bakery is closed.
I was like, sir, all I see is lines right there.
No rolls in the back, but a gut in the front.
Not really.
Yeah, it's there.
I mean, but it's like it's deflated.
It's still there.
It's deflated. But I see your fabs.
It's lapping over.
I see your fabs.
My flabs?
Your fabs.
What's that?
Fat abs?
Oh, oh yeah. Cutoff season coming.
I see your fabs coming through.
Cutoff season coming.
I was like, I said, my man.
Shout out to Eric Bellinger. That's one of my favorite R&B artists. You know, he always does his cuffing season like EPs. I'm taking a note out of his page. I'm saying cutoff season is coming.
Cutoff season?
Because I'm wearing these crop tops so y'all can see these abs.
Okay. Let's see how true that is. Because I just bought you sleeveless shirts and you still can't wrap your mind around wearing a sleeveless t-shirt.
I just feel naked.
I was like, babe, you look so good. Like your arms look really good. Like they're doing it for me. I need you to wear them out and I need you in these 7-inch seam shorts. I don't know what the problem is.
Okay, hold on. So I bought the 7-inch seams. The one pair I bought last week, that's one pair. I was like, okay, it wasn't too bad. So the next set might be 7. Now look, you trying to go the 5? That's too much.
It's really not though, because you got the leg.
You trying to have me kicked out the gym for indecent exposure.
Do you see the way people dress at the gym nowadays? Yeah. I think you'll be fine. You'll be covered up more than nipples.
But I don't want my member to fall out.
Babe, listen, if you got to show a little.
You know what? Okay.
You just got to do what you got to do.
You say that to nipples come up to me.
I slap that hole in her face.
See? What we got today? I
slap that hole in her face. Just like them other two wenches. Can you show us how to work it? You don't, all these other men in the gym, don't come up to my, listen here, hold on. PSA.
Here we go.
Look at his face. Commit it to memory. All the men that you see in the gym, don't ask this one to help you with equipment. Okay? Don't. There's a lot of other men who are willing to help with equipment. He can't. Okay? Especially if I've seen you in the gym for the past 4 months. If you haven't figured out how to work all the equipment in there by now, I don't know what to tell you. Ask a trainer. Okay? But look at this face. Don't ask him. Okay?
What we got today?
Okay?
What we got today?
Let me just... Because, women will try it. Women will try it. Who will try it?
Yo, we ain't gonna say nothing.
Oh my gosh, stop it. Okay, so it's an hour and 2 cents.
I gotta get an R2 cents drop.
R2 cents.
Yeah. I mean, it's the internet's favorite episode. This as shout out to Desert Diva, it's her favorite segment of the show.
Of the show,
people just like mess, and me too.
You like mess too.
I like it. I like it when it's not my mess.
Oh,
as long as I'm not involved.
Okay, I mean, don't create no mess. I don't want us to be a reaction.
Right. Am I the asshole for leaving the podcast after my wife knows when?
Bye. Okay, so let's lightly tap our feet into it,
let's
shall
get
we?
into it.
Am I the asshole for canceling my financial support for my son's wedding after his fiancé catfished him to test his loyalty? Okay. My son, who's 23, just recently got engaged a few months ago. Recently, he admitted to me that he had been texting with a girl that he met on Tinder. That alone already shocked me. He's engaged, and that's obviously not acceptable behavior.
He's not married.
But here's the twist. The girl on Tinder was actually his fiancé. She made a fake account to, quote unquote, test whether he would stay loyal. And when he flirted back, she confronted him. Yes, what my son did was messed up, but creating a whole fake profile to trap your partner, that's manipulation. If you have to run sting operations to trust your fiance, maybe y'all shouldn't be getting married.
Facts.
After learning this, I told my son that I would not be paying for his wedding anymore. I don't want to support a marriage that already starts with lies and games from both sides.
Okay.
Some people in the family say that I'm overreacting and that I'm punishing them both. But what's your opinion?
Stand on business. It's your money.
Facts.
It's your money.
And he's absolutely right. Y'all sitting here playing these foolish games before making a lifetime commitment to each other. It sounds like y'all don't need to be getting married because if you still entertaining chicks on Tinder and she's setting up sting traps.
But my thing is, why is your Tinder account
still active?
Active if you engage.
No, it doesn't even matter if it's active. Why is the app still on your phone? Why are you even going and text? Well, like, I don't understand how you still have a connection to the app.
And then here's how I would have flipped it. If you messaging me from a fake account, who else you messaging?
No, we're not. No, we're not going to do that. Yeah, that's narcissism at its best. Okay, we're not going to do that.
But so she can play games, but I can't.
No, we're not going to do that.
That's wild.
No, it's not.
But I don't think you're wrong. I wouldn't be. First of all, I ain't paying for no floozy to marry my son anyway.
Why she got to be a floozy?
Because ain't nobody good enough for my son. Just like ain't nobody good enough for my daughter.
But that will make her a floozy.
It is.
I think I'm more concerned with the fact why she felt like she had to.
If they met on Tinder.
Why she had to do that.
She had to know.
He must already have some questionable
activities.
Some questionable tendencies,
right.
Some activities
that led to this.
And so I don't know why, but it just made me think about, he probably proposed to her to kind of like hush her down to make her feel like, babe, you are special. It's just going to be you, but I'm still going to be up to my old ways. And she knew it.
But she may very well be special. She just ain't the only one you want.
Preach, Bishop. Tell us more.
That's the thing.
Tell us more.
It's like, now.
I'm listening.
I'll tell you.
I'm listening.
From my perspective. Like, you have everything I need. Right? But if I ever was inclined to step out, it would be known I'm not leaving my wife.
Interesting.
She's always it's like LaJule's uncle said.
What who I deal with outside my marriage ain't got nothing to do with you. And he's like, he told his side piece. He said, don't you ever disrespect my wife.
Right. And don't you ever think you're gonna be in her position?
He basically said, bitch, is you crazy?
Right. Because you ain't gonna never have her role.
And that's what he said. He said, because you could never be this woman right here.
And that's what I tell him.
This woman right here, she will always be taken care of. You?
There ain't no woman out here that can take your spot.
Now, see, listen here. You say that. Some men will say that to some women. And on a very surface level, I feel like some women will feel like empowered and feel like, yes, he may do his dirt, but I know where his heart is. Yeah. Damn that.
You ain't want no woman?
Damn that.
You ain't want no woman?
You ain't got to leave.
But you will?
I know how to use a door.
That's fine. And even if you choose to leave, your spot it'll always be there for you.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I could be happy in that. I could be happy in that.
What I'm telling you is,
I could still leave and know that at any given, and that's the leverage. That's the leverage I would have over your new chick. I'd be like, you know what, boo?
But see, that's where you messed up, because there ain't gonna be no new chick. What I mean by this spot is always gonna be yours is that it means you're the only person that can sit there.
Exactly.
So when you leave, ain't nobody gonna be there temporarily either.
I mean, you'll probably be seeing somebody, whether it's sexual or not.
That's it.
I mean, yeah, but she may not know that.
Oh, I'm gonna let them know. Be up front. Look here, I'm here for a good time,
not a long time.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So if you trying to build something,
I'm not the one, babe.
I don't want to waste your time. If you're trying to have a couple fun weekends and some shit like that,
I'm your man.
I'm your man. But if you're trying to have
are you gonna foot the bill?
50-50.
Oh yeah, no.
It depends on how good the cat is.
Oh yeah, no. Oh no, you're gonna be that guy?
But I'm not. No, it ain't like that. Absolutely not.
You're gonna be that guy, babe?
It's not. No, but sir, I say I wouldn't pay for it either.
Yeah, I'm right there with him. I wouldn't pay for it. Okay, let's see. Am I the asshole for not wanting my girlfriend to have a free holiday with her ex?
Okay.
A free vacation.
Yeah.
So I've been dating my current girlfriend for about 9 months or so. Her ex-boyfriend that she broke up with about 6 months before we started dating has recently started talking to her again.
Okay.
I don't feel particularly comfortable about this, as I believe he wants to get back with her.
He does.
But they have only seen each other a few times in a group setting, so I haven't seen it as a big deal up until this point.
Red flag.
Earlier today, she approached me saying that she needed to talk to me. She explained that her ex-boyfriend was offering a vacation with her to apologize for treating her badly in the past. He's offering to pay for the plane ticket, hotels, everything. I talked with her and she agrees that she thinks he is trying to start something between them again, but they will be staying in separate rooms and a free vacation is an extremely good offer, so she doesn't want to turn it down. I feel extremely mixed about this. I understand her wanting to go, but it makes me extremely uncomfortable and upset, as well as feeling disrespected. I am even contemplating ending things as it would make things easier for the both of us. What should I do? If she go on that vacation, leave
her. Look here.
I think the whole scenario, the whole story
wild.
just seems crazy.
Because they in separate rooms that they can leave and so they can sleep in both rooms together. So they can have a rendezvous in her room one night, a rendezvous in his room the other night. Stop.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Here's the thing. If you go with her,
that's what I'm saying.
That's different.
That's what I'm saying. Why don't you just go with her?
Just go with her. But if she
he
by
can
herself,
still pay her way. Go with her.
Right, and you pay your way.
Yeah.
And then smash her in the room next to her so he can hear her.
Because I know the room's going to be next door.
Next to each other?
Right next
door. Come on now. How stupid can you be?
Yeah. So that would have been my response. My response would have been like, okay, like if he wants to be dumb enough to go ahead and pay for you a whole vacation, let him do that, boo.
Right.
I'm going to buy my ticket.
Right.
You ain't even got to tell him I'm coming.
That's like if we were in the club.
Because we all fam.
And somebody was buying you drinks, I'm gonna say, no, babe, take them drinks. This is the drink I want. Let him keep buying my damn drinks.
This the drink I want.
What? Come on now. So either go on a vacation with her or leave. Yeah. Like, come on now. Like, you're okay with them being around in a friend setting. So you don't think they didn't have intimate conversation in that setting just because friends were around?
This is true.
Come on now, people, you can't.
And he's playing hardball. He said, look, all expenses paid. I just want to apologize.
He said, I just want to...
I mean, he could still apologize. You could still pay for my vacation, but you ain't got to come.
Right. If he was really sorry, he would have paid for your vacation.
Okay, that's a little wild.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Or he could have just sent her like a gift basket too.
Yeah, he's trying to.
He could.
He's trying to give her a bow around his penis. I'm just saying.
He always has to take it there.
Hey.
All right.
Separate rooms. Come on now.
This one is advice needed, please.
Oh, I got something for you.
I'm convinced this is divorce worthy, but some families say that I'm making it a bigger deal than it needs to be.
Okay.
I'll start with some background. I was raised by a man who hated people of color. I have a total of 7 siblings, 3 older brothers, 1 older sister, 1 younger sister, and 2 younger brothers. We all have the same dad, but the older siblings have a different mom. We are all fully Caucasian. My younger siblings have not had children yet. I have 2 kids who are white. All my other siblings have children. In total, they have 8 kids, all of who are mixed. I love all my nephews and nieces. Despite being raised around a hateful man, I never internalized his thoughts as my own. I went to school with primarily Black kids, and still today, those are some of my closest friends. I've told my husband about my past. I've told him how sick it was to be a child, having to listen to my dad talk about people so hateful. How confusing it was because I went to school with so many and was close friends with many. My husband has 2 nephews and 1 niece. The 2 boys are white. His sister just had her first. His niece, who is mixed, a beautiful baby girl with a head full of hair. Just absolutely precious. We went to go visit, and I brought his sister some soups for easy dinners. Her race never came up in any conversation because I didn't think it mattered. I mean, she's a baby, and she's family. When we got home, my husband let out the biggest sigh and said, how ugly that little baby was. Ooh. He also added some other foul language regarding his baby niece. I didn't really want to type all that out specifically because what he said is disgusting. He said this in front of our 4-year-old, like it was not a big deal. Now I'm worried our son will go to school, which is primarily mixed race, saying foul language. I'm convinced that this is divorce worthy. I'm sick about it because now I have 2 children with this man. If I leave, he will have time with them. And what if he says the same foul language in front of them on his time? In all the years, he has never said anything like this before. But before we met, he was dating a white woman who had a mixed daughter for a year. He also has multiple Black friends that he grew up with. I would have never imagined those words coming from his mouth, let alone about family. I'm speaking with a lawyer next week, and I just don't know what I'm going to do to shield my kids from this. Advice. That's crazy.
That's crazy work.
That's crazy. First of all, first question to you.
Okay.
If you were in that situation, do you feel like that's divorce-worthy behavior?
I think that's a hard question because it's like
your whole life came down to that one,
right?
Yeah.
And so,
yes or no?
I don't know. I'm conflicted.
Why?
Because she's white. If she was Black, it'd be different.
No, but if you were in the situation,
I'm leaving because if I'm Black and she says that.
And she's white?
Yeah.
Okay, what if she Black? And she says it about your brother. Yeah.
That's wild.
No, it's wild if she's Black. You're leaving if she's white.
Yeah.
I feel like we're all the problem.
No, I just feel like I feel like there should be a conversation should be had first.
Okay.
Right? Now, I don't condone what he said.
Absolutely not. And his choice of words.
And it's clear that he only felt he only felt safe enough to say it once he got home.
Oh, of course.
And I mean, this goes to my point. Like, just because they can have Black friends don't mean
it doesn't mean anything. Yeah,
that don't mean shit.
Yeah.
Because I think I commented on something the other day. And I said it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many Black friends certain white people have. Their associated whiteness will always be their greatest asset because they'll leave their Black friends to join the fold if necessary.
Yeah.
If this at this point, I think you'd have to think about the children. While I don't necessarily believe that, maybe this is a one-off or maybe this is who he really is.
Yeah.
I think this is something where it's kind of hard to really to navigate, but I do feel like you have to also tread lightly. And at the same time is I feel like divorce is extreme and that a conversation should be had first and actually understand his ideology. Goddamn it.
Ideology.
Yes. About the situation and see where his stance actually lies and then determine if that's something you want to be around or something you want to raise your kids in. That's what I say.
Okay.
What do you say?
I feel as though, yes, a conversation, excuse me, a conversation definitely needs to be had. I would be curious about his thought process and what drove him to say that first. Mm-hmm. Like if this is something, a part of his character, who he is now, then that is going to be a deal breaker.
Because the one thing,
if that's not who I marry, like yes, people evolve and things like that. But if that is so far left of who you were,
but here's the thing: he's a bitch in the moment because he didn't say that in front of the baby's father,
right?
So he's a bitch. He said it where he felt comfortable.
Yeah.
A lot of people will hold their tongue because of the pushback they might get.
Oh, of course.
But when they get around somewhere safe, they'll say
they'll
shit,
let it out.
Right. That's why I said it don't. That's why I always say like, if you can't say it to my face, it don't fucking matter to me because you weren't man enough to say it anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, sit your ass down.
Yeah, so I would definitely have a conversation first, pick his brain, see his thought process on this whole situation, and then pretty much make my decision from there. If this is pretty much who he is and he has those same type of ideologies that I grew up with from my own father, and I didn't like it and it made me uncomfortable, I definitely wouldn't want my children around it. But I mean, it also might be inevitable for your children to be around it if you're still going to share custody with them once you divorce them.
But that's what she said.
Yeah. So
that's what she said she was thinking about staying.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then it's going to be even worse because then he'll be upset and probably spiteful and resentful and all the fools. He's a man, so.
Let me say this.
You'll be all the fools.
Black people have been everything under the sun since we stopped working for free.
What?
I said what I said.
Oh my
Black people have been everything under the sun since we stopped working for free.
Okay.
We stopped working for free and all of a sudden we lazy.
Yeah. I mean, I can't disagree. All right. Here we go. Advice.
Nope.
Am I overreacting for being upset that my fiance scheduled our honeymoon with his friends?
Okay, hold on. Go ahead.
So my fiance, who's 28, and I myself, who's 22, are getting married in 2 months. We've been planning everything together: venue, food, guest list, all of that. We agreed early on that we take a week-long honeymoon right after the wedding, and I was so excited. Well, I just found out that he has booked a 4-day fishing trip with his friends during our planned honeymoon week. When I asked him about it, he said, it's just a few days and I'll be back in time for the rest of the week. I told him that wasn't the point. This is our first week as a married couple and he's prioritizing a fishing trip. He said that I was being clingy and it's not a big deal because we have the rest of our lives to be together and take trips. I honestly feel like he doesn't get how important this moment is for me, for us. I told him that I was hurt, and now he's acting like I'm blowing things out of proportion. Am I overreacting for thinking that our honeymoon should just be about us? Advice.
No, you're not overreacting, and it's kind of weird. Okay, hold on. I don't get this. So he knew what
I don't get this.
So he knew.
Yes, he knew.
So here's my question. Was the fishing trip already there before they started playing?
No.
Okay.
That's why she's upset because they planned the week-long honeymoon and then he turned around.
You can't move the fishing trip?
They have like 7 days together. He's going to fish for 4 of those days with his friends and then he's going to give her the rest of the days. And his excuse is, we have the rest of our lives to take more trips. Like, don't get hung up on this.
While that is true.
Okay, that's a dumb way of thinking about it.
They do have the rest of their lives together to take more trips. But this is your first week. This is important.
That's what she said. She was like, it's our first week together as a married couple. And I would be I'm not, at this point, I'm not even upset about the fishing trip. I'm upset about your thought process.
Okay, hold on. Here's my thing. How long they been? I got follow-up questions.
Okay, you can ask her. I don't know.
How long were they together before they got married?
Doesn't matter.
Like, they've been.
Doesn't matter.
She only said 22, so the longest they've been together is 4 years. And even then, hold on. Wait a minute. R. Kelly?
Bye.
Hold on.
It doesn't matter, though. It's our honeymoon. But it's a week after we get married. So this is the first thing that came to my mind. This is what came to my mind. What came to my mind was he only got that week approved off of work for vacation. He only got that week approved from work for his vacation. Right. And he's trying to get that's probably his last vacation for the year. And he can't get another vacation. So he's like, I got to do everything.
I got to make it do what it do.
I got to make it do what it do.
Look, let me get these 4 days. I'm going to give you 3.
You're going to get the best of me once I come back from this fishing trip.
And then I can throw in some weekends.
I got you, babe.
I got you.
That's
probably what he's thinking.
But see, but this process is also, he's thinking, this is the whole idea of she'll always be there. So
she will.
But that's how
I feel about you.
But goodbye. But that's how relationships can start getting into trouble, because when you have that thought process, like, oh, I can just put you on the back burner because you're gonna be there. Like, you're not going anywhere. So I'm gonna decide to focus here instead of prioritizing you because you're gonna be there.
This is wild coming from you.
Oh, you're trying to say I don't prioritize you?
You didn't.
When? Are you talking about yesterday on the phone?
No, I'm talking about. Okay, first of all, don't come for me. I'm talking about when
I was talking to my mom.
I was talking about when you were working.
What are you talking about when I was working?
When you were a working person, and you were a career woman, your career was above everything.
It wasn't above everything.
It was.
No. It was. It's just that our jobs were very different.
No.
Anywho, I've apologized for making you feel like you weren't a priority.
Oh no, I wasn't.
Because you're always a priority. I mean, but I did have to work, sir. Like, you wasn't complaining when I was making money. He wasn't complaining when I was making money. But
he wants.
No, I'm not done. Demel.
Are you done?
I'm gonna hit you.
Would it be the first time?
Yes, it would be. Anyway, I've apologized for making you. If you push it, I'm gonna pinch the crap out of you.
Y'all see how violent she is.
I apologize to you for making you feel like I wasn't prioritizing you. I was in tunnel vision. I like to think that I always prioritized you, but you said that was not your experience, and I'm not going to argue with your experience.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. But anywho, back to what I was saying. That I think
how you put people on the back burner.
How putting her like on the back burner because now he's like, okay, I've already sealed the deal. I've sealed the deal. You're my wife. This is going to be one of many arguments.
Right.
It's going to be one of many times where you're upset with me.
We're married. First argument out the way. Now let's make up.
Shut up. First argument out the way. Aren't we cute?
Look, we're knocking this checklist off quick.
No, but that's not the time, sir, to go into your fishing trip.
It is.
No, it's not. Just plan the fishing trip. And it's also probably one of those things that's the only week everybody's scheduled.
Right.
Probably lined up to go fishing.
But here's the thing. Okay. My only was like, it comes a time where you have to make a choice.
Oh, yeah.
And
see, and I prioritized you. I stayed home.
You didn't.
He made me quit. And then I went back, and then you're like, you should stay home. Okay, go ahead. God, sorry. Never mind. Go ahead. What were you saying?
All day. She been cutting me off all day.
Goodbye. All you do is cut me off.
All day.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
There comes a time where, actually, in marriage, there's going to come multiple times where you're going to have to choose your wife over your friends or over your happiness. And he just chose his happiness this time. Huh. I can understand that.
Interesting.
I wish I was man enough to do it. That's all I'm going to say.
This broken story you tell yourself in your head.
I'm broke because of you. You're right.
It's just crazy.
You're right. I'm broke because of you.
Crazy work.
Because as soon as your child support hit, you and your daughter be gone. Oh, now you sleep?
Are you done? Are you done?
Okay. Go read the last one.
Am I the asshole for telling my husband I would have never had his baby if I knew he'd break our deal?
Damn.
When we got married, my husband and I agreed that if we did have a child, that he'd be the stay-at-home parent once the maternity leave.
Look at you, played yourself.
I earned more and I genuinely love my career. And he said that he wanted to be a hands-on dad. Our daughter is now 8 months old and he just told me that he has decided to go back to work full-time and that his mom will come and help watch the baby. I was stunned. That was not the deal. I sacrificed a lot physically and emotionally to have this baby, partly because I trusted him. I told him during the argument that I would have never agreed to it if I knew he would bail. Now he's calling me heartless and saying that I'm using our daughter as leverage. I feel betrayed. Am I the asshole for saying what I did?
No, but I get his stance. He broke the deal.
He broke the deal. And no, you're not an asshole.
Yeah, he broke the deal. But he didn't understand the gravity of the deal when he did.
I don't think you did either when you asked.
I didn't.
You did it.
I looked damn played.
You did it. Look,
played myself.
Played yourself. It's all when I feel like you get to a point sometimes as you get older, like especially after you get married and stuff, and everything feels all good, and then the natural inclination is like, oh, we should have a baby. Yeah. Like, let's have a baby.
I didn't want to have a baby. I want to have sex.
Goodbye.
A lot of it.
You're like, let's have a baby. You're like, oh my gosh, it will be so cute, like our baby. And then everybody thinks that their baby is going to be like the exception to the rule. Right. Like their baby is going to come out, that already has the handbook. Their baby is going to... Right. Their baby is the originator of the handbook, and it's going to be smooth sailing. Yeah, perfect sleeper. I mean, some people probably did get blessed in that way, And then the baby gets here and be like, "Damn, you played yourself. Played yourself.
All week.
Hard.
Played yourself."
And now it's 8 months, and he said, "Look, B.
Look here, bitch.
I've been hands on.
I can't do it.
But it's time for Papa to go back to work."
Look here, and honestly,
he said it's time for me to stress about other things.
And look here, I tell people all the time. 1 to 6 months is the easiest it's going to get.
Because they don't really do much.
All you really got to struggle with is your sleep.
That's huge when you're taking care of another person.
But from 6 months on, now you're struggling with your sleep and you chasing them.
What 6-month-old is?
They crawling.
Oh, well, some crawl, yeah.
So now you got to start baby proofing shit. They start, and then when they get about a year and a half and they stop taking naps all of a sudden, and you look at them like, what's wrong with you? You ain't tired? You was just doing vocal gymnastics.
Not vocal gymnastics.
You ain't tired?
Vocal gymnastics is wild.
And then everybody say terrible twos, but it's really terrible threes.
Yeah, them threes
will make you want to kick a baby out the house. Okay, look here. And then with 4 comes the attitude.
Them 3s and 4s, I was starting to consider melatonin. Right. I said, listen, I've never been an advocate for drugging babies.
At 4 comes the attitude. At 5 and 6 comes the why and the questions.
Oh, no, why is also before. Why is like the 3 and 4 too.
But now they can ask questions that make sense.
Because they can verbalize more.
And it's terrible.
Yeah, they can verbalize
Let me tell you something.
And then 7 and 8.
Right. It's over.
It's a whole damn person.
Look here. Let me just tell y'all this real quick. There will come a time where
I like how you stop and break it down. Go ahead.
There will come a time where you will look at your child and say, "Why did I do this to myself?"
Bye.
You're gonna love them. You're always gonna love them. But the stress that they put under you, and then the talking back, and when you're trying to heal yourself from how you were raised and how you're
the ideology of it all,
and you're trying to do things differently, you start to understand why. I see why they did that.
I see why they said stay in a child's place and shut up. I see why they said children are to be seen and not heard.
Because this one won't shut up.
I love it.
She got an
Except last night, she was on it. I said, can you call me something else other than mom?
Right.
Because you keep hitting me with the mom. Oh my God, mom. Hey, mom. Mom. I was like, call me Jackie.
She gonna call you mama.
Call me something else. Oh, I love when she says mama though. I love when she cuddles up next to me and she goes, mama. Yeah. And I'll be like, yes, my baby. That's my baby. That's my schnuckle.
Let me just say this. I do feel like he's wrong. But I understand, like, if he wanted to go back to work, it should have been a conversation.
Yeah, he should have told her. He shouldn't have just been like, I got the job back. I'm going back.
Yeah, because you don't understand how much work it is, especially with a newborn, until you in it.
That's why she said she wasn't going to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
You hear how this was a whole discussion to have, because he probably had to low-key convince her to have a baby. And he was like, I really want a baby. And she said, okay, here's the deal.
Right.
I will give you a baby. Like literally, I will give you a baby, but you're going to be home with the baby. Do not under any circumstance expect for me to be home
with this child
at
all
until I get off work
at all.
That's it. I love my kid, love her to death. And he was like, okay, bet. And now it's 8 months, and he's like, yeah, I gotta go.
At least you have a mother-in-law that's willing to help you. Because I mean, if the situation where like you guys had no help, and now you paying for daycare, I'll be like, look here, pimp.
Yeah, but we don't know if she like his mama.
Right, she probably don't. You know the in-law situation is always it's a rough waters.
It's always iffy.
It's rough waters. It's a dangerous hiking path. You
don't know what you're gonna get.
It's unlevel
like a box
ground.
Of chocolates.
Okay.
This
has been another episode.
You know what you're gonna get.
This has been another episode of the Life After I Do podcast. Once again, we'd like to thank all you guys for all the growth, all the engagement, all the shares,
all
the
the
likes, the followers. We appreciate all the love. We are officially 88 episodes in, guys.
That's crazy work.
Crazy work. We're approaching the big 100
mark.
We'll be there before we know it.
That's crazy.
Like always, you can follow us on TikTok, Instagram,
OnlyPants,
YouTube, Facebook. Flip. If you on Flip. If you're on Flip, we're on Flip.
Flip.
Hey.
Game over.
Hey.
Flip.
So if you have any, you want to write into us, send us stories, all that. You can shoot the DMs on Instagram or TikTok, or you can email us at lifeafterIDopodcast@gmail.com. And like always, every Wednesday you get a new fire ass episode with my beautiful fine ass wife. And until next time, peace, Boskies.
Peace, Boskies.